Once again, we welcome you back right here on the Vuga Breakfast Show. And it is Wednesday. And you know that when it comes to Wednesday, we bring you what we call know your rights, right? Knowing your rights as a young person is very important and vital. That's why we bring you people of, in that field with different expertise so that we can learn. As young people, we go through a lot of things in our country, and a lot of young people are now feeling hesitant to even follow what the law has to say, right? Today in conversation, we're going to be joined by Teekay Mogari. She's a legal assistant and a paralegal at Barnard Attorneys. She's a dynamic and invaluable member of the team at Barnard. She's right here joining us on the Vuga Breakfast Show. A very good morning to you, ma'am. How are you doing?
I am fantastic, and you?
Yeah, I'm thrilled to have you.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
it is a pleasure for you guys to have me here.
Yeah, so I know that a lot of people are asking themselves the conversation we're about to have right here, and before we get deep, into our conversation, someone is watching out there and they're also listening.
Yeah.
So can you please take them a brief introduction of what you do?
Okay, it's quite easy. We are in the legal field where we draft wills, we do litigation, we go as far as doing winding up of estates. Basically, it's all the legal things that one might need.
Yeah.
So be it legal advice, be it you being sued, we will assist if you need to go to court.
Yeah.
That's what we are there for. So this is us in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very wonderful services that you're offering, because some of those, they also include family law, right?
It does.
Yeah. And one that I want, to focus on is the wills, right? Because we know, and I'm one of those young people, because I always think that wills are always for elderly people.
Is
why do I have a will? I don't even have a house. What am I going to write on a will, right?
Yeah.
So every young adult, they say why every young adult, should consider a will, including what happens to your digital life when you die. So many young people think wills are for the wealthy or elderly people. Why do you believe it's crucial for young adults to have wills?
Well, your personal belongings for one.
Yeah.
Your typical PlayStation. If you don't want to give it to your brother, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You can say, no, I want to give it to Busiso, who might be a friend.
Yeah.
So a will does that for you.
Yeah.
You get to name who you want to do your administration. So your executor will also be named there.
Yeah.
Funeral preferences. You might want to be buried. Another person might want to be cremated. So those are the type of things that you would be able to put on your will.
Yeah.
And whoever is administrating your will make sure, together with the master's office, that is done as per your wishes.
Very interesting, because you mentioned digital life, and we know right now we are living in a digital world. A lot of things, files, whether it's something that I want to give to someone, we store it maybe in a cloud somewhere, Google Cloud, it's out there.
Yeah.
So in the digital life after death, one would want to know what happens to things like my email accounts, my social media, even cryptocurrency when I pass away.
Well, without a clear plan, you will never get to understand what really happens to your social life, your cryptocurrencies. And obviously all those will be either deleted or your funds might also disappear for some reason. But if you're going to have a digital executor, then that person will be able to understand what your passwords are. And in understanding what the passwords are, they will then be able to close your accounts. If you have any savings in your crypto accounts, they will then be able to get access to those funds. So if you do not have a plan, everything will indeed be deleted or just disappear.
Yeah. So someone might find it difficult, to find a distinction between something that is tangible and intangible, right?
Yeah.
Because when you speak about digital, it's things that we find on our softwares and then compare them to physical things, right? So are digital assets treated the same way legally as physical, property in South Africa?
No, they're not. Because remember with physical property, there is a plan that is set out also in the master's office and legally as per how we need to administer that. Now, with the digital plan, you have to nominate a digital executor, where also you will be able to nominate somebody that you know that can access your stuff. You'll be able to give them passwords or whatever they will need to access whatever that they need to go into in terms of digitally. But I think we're growing as a country, and we are in a position where by us growing and understanding what needs to be done, eventually the world will catch up as well. But I would advise a young person to then have a digital executor, name that person in the will, state that I want Sibusiso to be my digital executor, because they would understand what your passwords are.
I mean, this is a very important conversation for young people out there. You know, some of them, they're in the space of content creation, and a lot of their work, you know, is in the digital spaces, right? And I hope that, you know, it will serve them well, and also to seek legal advice, you know, to know some of those things. So right now, can you please kindly walk us through examples of what might go wrong if someone doesn't leave a clear instruction for their digital life?
Well, online scams are there. I mean, 1 minute you are Sibusi, so the other somebody has stolen your identity. Your creative work might also be lost. Say maybe you're an artist and you are one person who keeps everything digitally. All that will disappear. Things could also be deleted. And remember, with emails, they might just stay there and nobody will understand why you're not accessing this stuff, and they might also be deleted. So it's quite important that there is a digital executor on your behalf that is stated on the will, so that things becomes easier for a person once a young adult has passed away.
We always want to protect our loved ones and leave a legacy, you know, behind for them, in which it is a broad term for most of the people, because one will ask, what legacy are you leaving for your kids, right? So how does a basic estate plan help reduce complications and emotional stress for families after a loss?
Well, there will be fewer arguments for one. Imagine us fighting over your estate because we're not getting along. There will be fewer decisions made, because in that case you would have directed a person as to how you want your estate to then go. And there's going to be easy access, because whoever is appointed will then understand what they need to do to get to the funds. So it's your wishes will be honored if you do have a will at hand.
So you're mentioning that sometimes it happens that you know, there's fights among families, among family members, right? And in which I want to go back just to give a clarity of you know, understanding a will. So can having a will actually help avoid legal disputes among family members and friends?
It can. Because remember, if a will then clarifies how you want things to be done on your behalf once you've passed. So it will give the family direction as to how you wished to be buried, as to how you wanted certain stuff to be given to whoever. So indeed, it will minimize conflicts, it will minimize competition as well, and it will also minimize accusations while they are in the process of trying to wind up your estate.
So right now, in you know, this time that you're living at, a lot of people, when they think about drafting something or even approaching a lawyer, you know, they think of, you know, it's going to cost me a lot of money.
It's expensive.
Right? It is expensive. So are there simple, affordable ways for young adults to start the estate planning process?
For one, I work for Kevin Barnard Attorneys, so we do have a template at hands online, and also one can get online templates that are there, and I mean, we are also there to assist young adults as to how the steps onto filling those the legal document itself. You can also go to the master's office, where they will also guide you in how to draft a will. So there are online platforms that are there that will assist a young person to to go about drafting a will. But we are also there as Kevin Barnard attorneys to assist you.
Yeah, I think this is the message, that is highlighted for a lot of young people out there, and it's people like you who make it easy for them to understand. So right now, can you just take us through from your experience, what's one story that illustrates that real difference a will made for a young person's family?
Well, there was a 26-year-old that I assisted in. Unfortunately, he's passed. And how he drafted his will made it so easy for the family to understand what was needed to be done. He also had nominated a digital executor who will then assist in closing all his accounts, his cryptocurrencies. So it was a sense of relief for the family because then they knew exactly what this 23-year-old wanted them to do.
Very interesting. So now in conclusion, man, if you could give just one piece of advice to someone in their 20s or 30s about planning for their future, what would it be?
I would say at Muteo, don't wait. Your voice matters. And your story deserves to be protected. So you will be leaving a love letter for your future. To the people that you say you love.
Very profound words. And thank you so much for taking your time to be with us right here on the Vuga Breakfast Show. So if anyone wants to get hold of you guys or for the firm, where can they find you?
It is info at kbattorneys.co.za. We are across all media platforms, and you just go to the website and type in Kevin Barnard Attorneys. You will find my lovely smile and our team there.
Very, very powerful. And, we wish that you can also come back once again to highlight,
definitely.
some of the challenges that people are facing legally out there, right? That was Mr. Teekay Mogari from Kevin Barnard's Attorneys right here on the Vuga Breakfast Show. If you want more conversations like this, please do make sure that you subscribe, press the notification button so that you can be notified whenever we come back.